Alright guys, what is up? It is me for just a little Hell in a Cell time. That's right, WWE Hell in a Cell 2010 pay-per-view review. Just went off the air. It was actually surprisingly, I thought it was a good show. You know, it wasn't great. I don't say it was bad. I don't say it's horrible. I thought it was actually a pretty good show. I was surprised of what WWE had to offer tonight, and it was a pretty good show. So let's get started, shall we? First match of the night was the Triple Threat Submissions Count Anywhere match for the United States title with the current champion Daniel Bryan versus John Morrison versus The Miz. And surprisingly enough, I actually thought this was probably one of the best matches of the night. I really enjoyed this match. You know, at first I was like, okay, this is kind of stupid. You know, John Morrison doesn't have a submission move, neither does The Miz. But John Morrison came up with the like tarantula or whatever. I don't think the Miz really did a submission move in this match, but there were some good spots. There was one good spot of what was it? The Miz had like the wheelbarrow, or whatever that was. He like pushed it over John Morrison, and then Morrison used it back, and kind of went back and forth. And there was at one point a really good spot that John Morrison climbed at the the stage had kind of like a mini Hell in a Cell, and yeah, he jumped off the cage and landed both on Daniel Bryan and The Miz, and I thought that was really cool. So, I think all three of these guys did a really good job to entertain us. It was a pretty good match. Alex Riley came out, tried to interfere. Daniel Bryan pushed him out of the way. Daniel Bryan hits the God, what is that called? Something lock. Bell lock? Is it the bell? I think it's a bell lock. Miz taps out, your winner, and still United States champion, Daniel Bryan. But overall, it was a good match. So, nothing against John Morrison or The Miz and Daniel Bryan. It was a good match. So, anyway, next match of the night was the WWE Championship Hell in a Cell match between Randy Orton, current champion, versus the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. Now, this was, at first, this was slow. I don't know what's up with Sheamus. Nothing against the guy, but I always notice when he's in matches in the beginning, it usually starts slow. And then, it starts picking up the pace and yada, yada, yada. It was a good match. I liked it. He picked up the pace. It was really good. Uh, there was one point that Sheamus, whatever, started putting, Randy Orton's face, like, going in against the cell, rubbing it. And then, Sheamus at one point was basically in complete control out of nowhere. Randy Orton hits the RKO on Sheamus on top of the steel steps. 1, 2, 3, your winner, and still WWE Champion Randy Orton. I know afterwards they kind of did like a celebration type of thing. Randy Orton, he climbed on top of the cell. He was on there. Everybody loved it. Which I don't mind. I mean, I know WWE was probably stalling for a time since they had so little matches on this pay per view, and remember, it has to be 3 hours long. So it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a good Hell in a Cell match. Probably the best Hell in a Cell match of the night. I'll get to that later on. Next, we had an Alberto Del Rio. That's right, guys. Alberto Del Rio. Out Chihuahua. He came out, cut a promo. Then we had Edge coming out with the promo. And I'm starting to notice this, you guys. Edge is turning face as we know it. We were just kind of oblivious to it, I think. He cuts out. He's saying, I have nothing against you, blah, blah, blah. But I have against stupidity. Jack Swagger came out saying, oh, you spared my ego, blah, blah, blah. And then we have the anonymous Raw General Manager. That's right, guys. We have to hear an email on a pay-per-view. That is great to hear. Frickin' WWE. But anyway, Michael Cole says his crap, whatever. Says, oh, tomorrow night on Raw, Edge, you have to say an apology to me. But here tonight, you're going to have to face Jack Swagger right here, right now. So Edge has his match against Jack Swagger, which was a pretty good match for the most part. I actually thought at one point Swagger was going to pick up the victory, maybe hurt him just like, how Chris Jericho was hurt. But, Jack Swagger hits the gut-wrench powerbomb. Edge kicks out. Then he hits the ankle lock on Edge. Edge gets out of it, hits a spear. 1, 2, 3, your winner, Edge. Then came probably the most interesting match of the night. Wade Barrett of the Nexus versus John Cena. And remember, guys, if Cena lost, he would join Nexus. However, if Cena won, Nexus would be done. So, I was thinking this should be good. You remember, guys, Nexus wasn't supposed to interfere. They kind of interfered, kind of. They didn't touch John Cena or anything. They just came out kind of towards the ring, got a little view of it. Uh, then all of a sudden we had superstars from Raw and SmackDown kind of reunited. That's basically a kind of a sign for bragging rights. Started beating up on Nexus, whatever. Nexus fleed along with Raw and SmackDown superstars. Then the match continued. Wade Barrett hits Wasteland. Cena kicks out. Cena hits the AA attitude adjustment. Wade Barrett surprisingly kicks out. Then Cena's about to hit the STF, and wait, there's a distraction. Some fan comes onto the ring. Cena's like puzzled. He's confused. Then another fan comes out of nowhere, whacks Cena. I think it was like a belt or something. I don't know what he hit him with. Cena's knocked out. Barrett gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. And then your winner, Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett, which means we're going to see John Cena tomorrow night in black and gold. Holy freaking crap. I can't believe it. I don't know if you guys saw my live reaction on the Chris Phoenix, but guys, it was a good match. But oh my god, man, that I was so freaking surprised. I mean, I know probably later on, obviously, Cena's gonna find a way out of it and stuff, but for now, technically, John Cena's a heel now, because we all know Next is a heel, so technically he's a heel. But anyway, next we had a Divas match. Michelle McCool defending her Divas title against Natalya. Now, this reminded me so much for some reason of 2 years ago at the Bash, whatever, when they debuted the Divas title between Michelle and Natalya. And of course, back then Michelle was face, Natalya was heel. But anyway, this match was not that good. Typical Divas match. Layla, God, her voice, her screaming is annoying. She's hot, but freaking her voice screaming is annoying. She throws her shoe at freaking Natalya. She gets called for disqualification. Natalya wins, but Michelle keeps the belt. She hits the sharpshooter on both Michelle and Layla. Layla leaves with Michelle, and that's basically it. Typical Divas match. So anyway, then we have our main event, the Hell in a Cell match for the World WWE Championship. Kane, the current champion, versus the Dead Man, the Undertaker, with Paul Bearer. Which, by the way, I noticed this too. Have you guys noticed what's the irony? I know they're married, but the Undertaker and Michelle having back-to-back matches right there. Just thought it was interesting. But anyway, this was actually not that great in my opinion of a Hell in a Cell match. It was kind of, it just wasn't there. It wasn't that great. I don't know what's up. It's just, ugh. And ironically, it was the one that had the most build up to it. But anyway, it was alright. Some good spots, whatever. And then there's at one point, Paul Bearer, he goes to the ring. By the way, Paul Bearer, his voice is still annoying. He's fat. And he goes into the ring, whatever. And he has the urn. And by the way, WWE, why did you make it so freaking dramatic? Undertaker's about to freaking hit like the choke slam. All of a sudden the pyro goes off and like the lights flicker and the Titantron goes crazy. I was like, what the hell? Being a little dramatic here, are we? Even in video games you don't even see that crap. But yeah, anyway, that happened. And then, Paul Bearer, I think he bashed freaking Undertaker with the urn or something. Undertaker's looking at Paul Bearer like, what the hell did you just do? Then Paul Bearer gives the urn to Kane. Kane whacks him with it. So, Paul Bearer turns heel, obviously. Kane hits the choke slam. 1, 2, 3, your winner, and still World Heavyweight Champion. Kane. So, yeah, Paul Bearer is a heel. It was an okay match, you guys. I wouldn't say the best Hell in a Cell match ever, because definitely not, in my opinion, but it was an okay. I thought it was an alright pay-per-view. It wasn't great or anything, but, it was a good show. If you missed it, you missed an alright show. I'm not saying you missed the best show of all time, but, it was good. I enjoyed it. So anyway, that is my review of WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view review. I obviously thought that this Hell in a Cell overall, I thought was better than last year's. Last year's was just, ugh. This year, WWE, you stepped up. So, yeah, I'm proud. So anyway, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Yeah.